Welcome to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, the wildest mixed tag team in podcasting, where the kayfabe drops and the chaos takes over. Let's ring the damn bell.
Headlocks tight, heels on the prowl, dropping elbows, hearing growl, feel the foul. No script here, just real, no bluff. Kayfabe crack, now the dirt gets rough. Headlocks, heels, havoc in the zone. Stepping in the ring, chaos at your home. No filters, no mask, just raw bare tone. Wrestling unscripted, we on the throne. Title belts, mic checks, crowd going crazy. Drop truth bombs, leaving lines feeling hazy. Beyond the kayfabe, past the charade, where legends are born and stories get made. Headlocks popping, who's hitting the mat? Welcome to the Havoc where the real talk's at. Tune in, step through, leave the fake at the door. Headlocks, heels, Havoc, now hear the roar.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am one half of the greatest tag team in podcasting, the legend J-Mac. With me, as always, is everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Slam.
What's up, family?
And tonight on Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, we are honored to welcome a veteran of the World Wrestling Federation and wrestling in general, who competed during one of the most iconic eras in professional wrestling. Through his career, he shared the ring with legends such as Randy Savage, Bret Hart, Ted DiBiase, and countless other stars of the 80s and the early 90s. You have a front row seat to wrestling history tonight, and we're excited to hear some of those stories firsthand. Welcome to the show, the legendary Mario Mancini.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate you being here. Like I said off camera, it is a complete honor to have you here. You are a big part. Well, you're a big part of my childhood, and I know Uncle Slam was watching it, as much as I was. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, as soon as I heard the name, I was like, man, I got to reach out. I got it. I got to take a chance. Yeah. What's the worst he can do? Tell me no?
Yeah, right.
I'm nowhere off from what I was whenever I started. But no, it's a definite honor to have you here. And, just to get to sit and talk some wrestling with somebody, especially somebody who has been to the big show. You know what I'm saying? That? And it's not just WWE was the big show. The NWA was around at the time. AWA. There were a lot of other big shows. But at that time, WWE was taking the ship and sailing on with it further than anybody else was. And it's just an honor that you were there and now you're here, and we appreciate it, sir. I can't say thank you enough.
No problem, my friend.
So tell me, like, I just got, what made you decide to become a professional wrestler all those years ago?
Well, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I have veterans in my wrestling school. I own Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling in East Haven. We produced Brad Baylor, who's the NXT Tag Team Champion right now. Richard Holiday. And I have a veteran tag team that's been with me. I've been open 12 years, and they might have been there 11. So I gave them a little ditty called Friday Night Alley Fights to promote, for themselves. And while I was just about to start my story, a message dropped down that one of the guys got hurt. And
oh no,
oh boy. Anyway,
I'm sorry. Prayers for him.
Prayers.
Here's the story. It was 1973, and I was 7 years old, and I got up to go to the bathroom, and my brother, who's 13 years older than me, who passed away in 2010, he said he was watching a 12-inch black and white TV with the vice grips on the knob because it broke. So he said, "Come here." So I walked over there. He goes, "You see that guy on TV?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's Bruno Sammartino. That's the greatest wrestler that ever lived. And he's Italian like you and I." And I was hooked. Um, and I tell everybody, and I never take it for granted, that there are like billions of people in this world, and everybody's got a childhood hero, right? Um, and to grow up and become friends with your childhood hero, it just blows your mind. So, but anyway, I grew up with Stan Hansen, Stan Stasiak, Bruno Sammartino, Chief Jake Strongbow, Haystacks Calhoun, the Big Cat Ernie Ladd, the Mighty Igor, Antonina Rocca, Argentina Apollo, all those guys that were back in that era, 73 to 77. When Ken Patera came in, and of course Backlund came in, Superstar Billy Graham, and I used to cut promos. My brother's got it on home movies. You got the whole movie theater and you got the lamp.
Oh yeah. Right. Trying
Don't
to
put the
shine the
king
light.
off, right? Just the
Right.
just the bulb.
Right.
So I'm cutting promos, and when I was 11 years old and stuff. So um I was 14 years old. It was 1980. I was in a backyard. It was mid July. 14 years old with my best friend since the fifth grade. I had a quarter of an acre in my backyard, and we were in a tent sleeping over. And we had things in there that we shouldn't have had in there, and we had a high school girl in there we shouldn't have had in there. And my dislocated knee. Okay,
Oh,
ladies
I'm
and
sorry.
gentlemen, listen. When people get hurt in the ring, 90% of the time they hurt themselves. Okay, so my sister calls out from the bathroom screen window, "Get in here, get in here." I go, "Why?" The girl's in the tent like this.
Right.
Ah,
I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "You better get in here." So I ran in there, and I'm the last of six kids. My oldest sister got married when I was very young, so she wasn't there. But my two brothers and my two sisters and my mother and father were in the living room, avid wrestling fans. So I go in the living room, and there's an empty arena, and Vince is talking to Bruno. It's on YouTube, and he goes, "Bruno, you got something to tell the fans?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm retiring. My last match is going to be against George Animal Steel in Shea Stadium." So I like my eyes welled up with tears,
Right.
So I looked at my family and I said, "I'm going to be a professional wrestler for the WWF."
Worldwide.
Right. And my brother Bob, who's 12 years older than me, is 72 years old, still alive and well, said, "Yeah, and you're going to catch for the Yankees too." I go, I might do that too, because Thurman Munson was my guy, right? So
There you
baseball was my first love. Professional wrestling was my second love. Baseball was everything to me. So Savage and I had a lot of conversations about that, although he didn't like talking about it too much because he felt he got burnt in Major League Baseball by Cincinnati Reds. But um, so ironically, the brother who made fun of me wanting to be a pro wrestler, it was 83. It was June or July of 83, and I was in the New Haven Coliseum, and I was just about to go into my senior year of high school, and it was the summer after my junior year, and we're second row on the floor in the New Haven Coliseum. It was me, my mother and father, my brother Ralph, and my sister Gloria. I don't think my brother Bob was there. And Tony Altomar goes to step up to the stairs to get in the ring to be a referee. And my father stands up and goes, "Hey, Tony! Hey, Tony!" And he looks over at my mother and father and he goes, "Hey, Ralph, Gloria, how you doing?" I go, "You know that guy?" He goes, "Yeah, that's Tony Altomar. That's the Stanford Stomper. Yeah, we went to grammar school with him. We know him his whole life." I go, "Really?" Next New Haven comes. So I'm standing outside where the wrestlers come in, and I'm waiting for him. And he finally shows up, and I said, "Mr. Altamar, Mr. Altamar." He goes, "Yeah, yeah, kid." I go, "I want to be a professional wrestler." And he goes, "Yeah. What's your name?" I said, "Well, my name's Len." And he goes, "What's your last name?" I said, "Inzateri." He goes, "You got a mother and father, Ralph and Gloria?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, go home, kid." "You in school?" I go, "I'm going to start my senior year." He goes, "Yeah, go to college. This isn't for you." I said, "But I want to be a pro wrestler." He's like, "Yeah, no." So then I went to the Hartford Civic Center and I waited for him. He goes, "You again?" I go, "Yeah, I want to be a pro wrestler. I want to be a pro wrestler." He's like, "Yeah, no, I told you, no, no, you don't want any part of this business, no." So I had purchased the 1965 Chrysler Newport, my first car, for a whopping $250,
That was
and
big money back then, though.
it took it took me 3 hours to find Madison Square Garden, even though I kept passing it and it said Madison Square Garden. Uh, and he said, "Kid, you're nuts. You're nuts." He goes, "Show up at 3 o'clock at the next New Haven." So I showed up at 3 o'clock, and the guard that always kicked me out, little Andy. "Now I'm telling you, kid, you keep hanging around here." I go, "No, no, I'm waiting for him. Wait for him across the street. You're loitering around here." I go, "Andy, Andy, please, please." So Altamar finally shows up, and he goes, "No, no, Andy's with me. Let him in." So I went downstairs. They opened the door upstairs, and was drop kicking Seth Cohen, who worked briefly as Robbie Parliament. And the only reason why he worked briefly and he like didn't make it is because he was as big as Bundy.
Big
In
dude.
fact, when I took that couple of month break, I thought it was Bundy because I was in my bed reading a wrestling magazine and it said introducing King Kong Bundy. I said, "That's Seth. That looks just like," and he did look just like Seth, but it wasn't. But he might have been taller than Bundy, Seth. He was like 6'6". So Fuji was there, and Fuji took me in the ring and he tortured me. And he took a side of skin off the side of my face, it's scabbed up and
Oh,
everything, and he
Lord.
he just beat the living daylights out of me. And I got out of the ring, and after that afternoon of it must have been like an hour and 15, hour and a half, just stretching me, making me scream, and close to breaking my bones, and taking my head, and just kept going like this into the canvas with my face back and forth, grinding it, pushing it, grinding it. So I got out of the ring, and Altamar looked at me. He goes, he he talked like Mickey, didn't look a thing like him. He goes, "Well, you still want to be a wrestler?" I go, "When can I come back?" And he goes, "I'll tell you what, kid, I'm opening up a wrestling school in October in Orange, Connecticut." He goes, "Be there 9 o'clock on the first Friday, on the first Saturday of October." So I went in the ring, and he really was teaching me bumps and everything like that, and everything felt really good. Um, I went home, and I was a month into my senior year of high school, and my brother Bob looked at me and said, "Well, how was it?" I said, "It was good." He goes, "How'd you do?" I did well. He goes, "You gonna do it?" I go, "Yeah, well, I'll do it in '85." He goes, "Why are you gonna do it in 1985?" I go, "It's $3,000. I don't have that. I'm short order cooking and washing dishes for $20 a night, you know."
Right.
And he goes, "Oh, okay, okay." Well, Tony was gonna be there on Sunday morning too, so I got up Sunday morning, and my brother goes, "Good, you're up. Follow me." Now you got to understand something. My brother is a very, very old Italian. Oh, even though I was 17. He was 29. He's very old Italian. So you got this plastic box that's an index A to Z, and the bills are in there. And he puts cash in every week to every bill, and then has cash at the end left over. Right? So he goes, follow me. I go, why can't I just go with you? He goes, no, it's not going to work. Follow me. I go, I understand why I can't just. He goes, follow me. So we're going up the post road. We're going up the post road. We're going through Milford. We're going up there. We cross into Orange, and he pulls into Pastorella's Quest, and I'm like, what's he doing? So he goes, come on in with me. So I go in there, and I'm like at the door. I stopped at the door, and he walked up to Tony Altomar and handed him an envelope. He said, here's your $3,000. You better not kill my brother. And he walked out. I swear to God, it was like slow motion. He was just walking out, and he looked at me and he said, give it everything you got. Everything. And Altomar looked at me and went, get in a ring. So I graduated high school June 20th of 1984. I turned 18 on June 21st, the next day. And I turned pro on July 31st, 40 days later. And I was looking across the ring in Poughkeepsie, New York, against Greg Valentine.
That's crazy. So Greg Valentine was your very first match.
Yeah,
That-
so you guys have to understand something. Was maybe these names will get you going. So it was me, Robbie Parliament, Dave Barbie, and AJ Petrucci out of that wrestling school. And Tony told us we were friends. This is a true story. He told us we were friends and that we were sparring. And when we turn pro, what we've learned, we apply, but not on each other because we're just friends and we don't want to hurt our friends. But when you go in there with somebody you don't know, this is what you do. You apply it. So, okay. So now he told us we were going to Poughkeepsie to work in a WWF ring, see how it feels. So we're all sitting ringside, and he comes up to us and he goes, go downstairs. You guys are working tonight. I went, what? He said, you're working tonight.
wow.
So I go downstairs, and the first person, and if you guys watched my Facebook, I was in tears, man. I couldn't take it because I haven't been to Poughkeepsie in 40 years. And Richard Holiday was in a big match, and he asked us to come. And I stood in the very spot I stood for my first match, and I just lost my shit hard. And I went downstairs to the dressing room, which hasn't changed much. And we taped TV there for 2 years, and I just lost my shit in there too. So he brings me downstairs, and he goes, "This is Chief Jay Strongbow." And I felt like looking at him and going, "Shit."
Right. Right.
So let me back up a little bit. So we're sitting on the ring apron in the gym, and it's like, in the middle of July, and he goes, do you have a wrestling name? Because nobody's going to be able to pronounce your last name. There's no ring announcer that's going to be able to do that. Inzitari. They're just not going to do it.
I'm going to
I
be
said, yeah.
honest. I didn't even attempt it.
Yeah. So, so I go, yeah, I made it up in the eighth grade. And he goes, you made it up in the eighth grade? I go, yeah. Yeah. He goes, what is it? I go, Buddy Lambert. He goes, that name sucks. I said, it's a combination of Buddy Rogers and Jack Lambert. You know who Jack Lambert is? He goes, yeah, it's
Yeah.
a football. I go, it's a combo. Buddy Lambert. He goes, name sucks. I go, I made it in the eighth grade. He goes, I don't care when you made it. It sucks.
It sucks then. It sucks now.
He goes, he goes, your mother's maiden name is Mancini before she married your father. I go, yeah. I got Uncle Joe Mancini. He goes, yeah, he's a mailman in Stanford. I know Joe Mancini. Yeah, I know your uncle. Guido, Vito, Anthony, Giuseppe, Mario Mancini. Mario Mancini. It's your name. Your name's Mario Mancini. I go, okay. All right. So yeah, see my mother, man, by the sink. She's like, did you come up with one of these crazy names that you guys have or whatever? You know, are you the animal or something? I go, Mom, the animal's already taken. She goes, well, what's your wrestling name? I said, Mario Mancini. She said, oh, I wish my father was alive. I go, yeah. So anyway, let's fast forward. So I said, Mr. Strongbow, is there anything you would like me to do? He goes, yeah. See that chair? Sit there and shut up. Don't say a word. Keep your mouth shut. I go, yes, sir. So I sat there, kept my mouth shut. He's making out the board, puts like a CH in my last name. So I get up and I go, excuse me, Mr. Strongbow? Yeah, kid. I go, you spelled my name wrong on the board. He goes, you really think it matters? I go, it matters to me. He goes, sit down and shut up. I said, okay. So now he comes up to me, Altamar standing there, goes, now I see I'm wrestling, not working, wrestling Greg Valentine. So I get up and I go, Mr. Strongbow? He goes, yes. I go, is this a title match or a non-title match? I go, because he's not getting that figure four on me. I can guarantee you that. And he looks over at Tony Altamar. Tony Altamar does one of these. Now Strongbow connects really fast that Altamar protected kayfabe, did not smarten us up one iota. So he goes, go talk to Valentine. I go, Mr. Strongbow, I'm wrestling him. There's no reason for me to talk to him. None. Tony Altamar. So Tony comes and puts his arm around me and he goes, go talk to Valentine. I went, okay. So I go over to Greg. Greg's sitting down. He looks up. I go, I'm Mario Mancini. I'm wrestling you. He goes, now he sounded like Lurch, right? He goes, how many matches have you had? I go, this is my first professional wrestling match. He goes, he goes, listen to me. You keep your legs stiff on the figure four. You're going to hurt yourself. I'm not going to hurt you. You're going to do it to yourself. Oh, and it hit me. I said, oh, they're full of shit. This is a setup. I go, can I do something? He goes, oh, you want to come back? Yeah. He goes, yeah. After you submit to the figure four, get off the canvas and come back to the dressing room.
Oh, that's absolutely great.
I said, okay. So now in Poughkeepsie, there's two walls up there now. They weren't there. It was a long hallway out of the dressing room to the stairs out to the ring. A long hallway to the payphone, back where the maintenance was. So now I'm sprinting down the hallway to the payphone. I call home direct. I go, Ma, put Ralphie on the phone. My brother who showed me Bruno. He goes, who you wrestling? I go, Greg Valentine. He goes, don't let him do it. Don't let him get that on you. I go, Ralph, I have to. And he's like, what? I go, Ralph, it's a setup, man. It's a setup. I have to lose. He goes, no. He goes, but Zabisco busted Bruno open in 1980. That he hurt Bruno really bad. There was a pool of blood in the ring. I go, yeah, I know. I don't know what to tell you. He goes, nah, don't let me get the figure four on you. So I hang up because I'm nervous. I'm out of the dressing room, so I run back there. So I'm up on the. I go. They're like Wendy Richter cuts this promo. Moolah comes out. They get into a fight. Wendy Richter's still in the ring, and Monsoon goes, get out to the ring. I'm like, so I'm walking out. Wendy Richter's walking. I'm walking in. She's walking out. I didn't know what to do. Nobody told me what to do. I had wrestling, an amateur wrestling singlet on, and I left my Fruit of the Looms on underneath them. I don't. Nobody told me anything.
Right.
If you watch the match, you could see my underwear through my shirt. No one told me anything.
Oh.
So Valentine's bumping me, and he's trying to get my left arm on, and he's on the wrong side. All due respect, he's trying to get my left arm by leaning over from my right side. I'm like, he's on the wrong side. I won't give it to him. He was struggling to get my arm bar. So he slaps the figure four on me, and I sold the living daylights out of that thing. And I went back to the dressing room, and Strombo goes, good, good. Thanks, Mr. Strongbow. And three-quarters of the night was done, and they called me, AJ, Dave Barbie, and Seth up to Gorilla Monsoon called us up.
Oh, we lost him for a second. That's all right.
Oh,
He'll be
no.
back. Great stories so far.
That was
I've
getting good.
already, yes, I've already enjoyed this so much and everything. This is great. He'll be back in just a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure he probably got a phone call or something on his phone. Just the fact that, knowing that, he was in the ring with Greg the Hammer Valentine. You know what I'm saying? Gorilla Monsoon told him to go somewhere and do something type thing. You know what I'm saying? That's in and of itself. That's just amazing. Just to have
Right.
that experience.
That's what I'm saying. And the whole kayfabe, you know what I'm saying? Like he, believed it all the way up until he started doing it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I never thought about that. If something happens, Mr. Mancini, if you can go out and come back in and it'll help. He may be taking a call because of I don't know if anybody heard it at the beginning of the show, but he runs a wrestling promotion. It's called Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and he had a one of his wrestlers get injured tonight, so he may be taking a call for that and everything. If so, like I say, keep him in your prayers and keep the wrestler in your prayers. We'll keep it going here for a minute,
Yeah, definitely.
waiting on him to get back and everything. We got a couple of comments. Yes, technical issues, mayhem. That's all right. If he there he is, I think.
Got it.
Yes, sir. We appreciate everybody being here that is here. All that good stuff. Let me send him a message just to let him know that all he has to do is join back through if he needs to. But yeah, I mean, oh, there he is.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so it's a knee. It's a
Oh,
bad blown knee, and they had to take the ropes down in order for the ambulance to go in there and get him. So I don't know. He's like, "Should I continue with the show?" I said, "Man, it's not Owen Hart; it's a knee." You know.
yeah. I
So
hate to hear that. I'm really sorry.
and
Let the guy know we are praying for him.
yeah,
And
I appreciate that. So they call all of us up. He calls all of us up, and need you guys to sign this contract. He said, "I need a lawyer to look at that." He goes, "Then if you want to sign this contract, kid."
Oh,
So I glimpsed at it. I thought it was a money contract. I said, "Ooh, how much money is here?" And the money that was there that said he owned me lock, stock, and barrel and will never pay me less than $50 a match. That's the big contract. Roman still has his. So
so this was at the time Vince Senior still owned it, correct?
no, Vince
No,
Senior
no.
died
Yes, you're
two
right.
months before I got in there.
You're
okay.
right.
So
You're right. 84. Yeah,
yeah,
Vince bought it
my
in 82. I think.
my second professional match was August 9th, 1984, and it was a house show in West Warwick, Rhode Island at the Music Theater, like an amphitheater. And I worked with David Schultz and
Oh, Doctor D.
I had to get surgery. I was all packed up to my brain. I'm really worried about Doc. We became very dear friends because 3 weeks after that, they put me on TV with him, and I was scared to death. I just about healed. I took the packing out myself, and I was in Hamilton, Ontario, and I looked up at the board and I go, "What are they doing, man? Are they trying to test me?" You know. So I went to the bathroom and into a stall. I closed the stall, and I'm like, "What do I do?" Guy just broke my nose. What do I do? I go, if I unlace my boots, I'll never be back. They'll never, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm finished. I can't do that. So I went out there and I'm like, David, you could break it again. He goes, "No, boy, calm down now, boy." I go, "I'm serious, David. You could break it again. I'll get it reset again." "Oh, boy, calm down, calm down." I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to apologize. It's on YouTube. I'm going to apologize to you on national TV. I go, 18, right? I go, "Really?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm going to apologize to you right in the middle of the ring. Sorry for breaking your nose." Okay. So I go in there and he takes his arms and he goes like this. And he goes, "I'm sorry for breaking your nose." And he slapped me clear across the face.
Oh,
Clear across the face. Now I'm bent over. I'm trying not to laugh because that was good. So the match gets over. And of course, I have to stay down and sell until they're gone, and then get up. So um,
he's good at
he was waiting
slapping
for him.
people.
Yeah, yeah, he was he well, I know what Stossel got because I got it.
Right.
Um, he was waiting for me, and he's kind of staring at me, and I looked at him, and I started laughing, and he started laughing, and I shook his hand, and he pulled me in, and he hugged me, and he gave me one of these to the head, and he goes, "You're a tough kid," and I'm like, you know what? I'm good. David Schultz said that about me. I'm golden. I'm okay.
Yep.
I'm good. I'm good.
Because he was a tough man.
So yeah. So that's what I hope that answered your question.
Yes, yes. Like
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
sitting back here enjoying the stories and everything. I love it. I love
And
wrestling so much that I could sit, and especially somebody that's had the perspective of it that you've had of it.
yeah,
You
behind the
know,
scenes, been in it.
yes. It's just
Yeah.
so I love the stories. I love
Well,
listening to people's stories.
I'll give you guys some homework, right? So
Okay.
my friends laugh um because I call myself the Forrest Gump of pro wrestling, right? So January of '84, 7 months before I broke in, right? Tony Altomar is working for the office. So he's like, "Hey, kid, you want to go to the garden tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I don't know what's going to happen, right? So the main event's going to come up. And Tony goes, listen, we're going to go out there and help the Sheik back to the dressing room. I go, okay. So Hogan takes the belt from the Sheik.
Yep.
And Tony and I go out there, and I'm in a 1977 gray leisure suit, right? You can just see my head putting my arm around the Sheik, taking him back to the dressing room, right? Now I'm in that same leisure suit. Like he goes, yeah, come to the garden again. Right? So I'm holding back Roddy Piper in my leisure suit in the war to settle the score.
Oh,
So like Mario, you're everywhere. I go, man, I'm just a Forrest Gump of pro wrestling.
I'm just in the right place at the right time. It sounds like.
Yeah, yeah. Then I did Tuesday Night Titans with Roma and freaking Lombardi, son of a bitch. Rusty Brooks, Jose Luis Rivera and stuff. Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty. And I got the same leisure suit on, man, sitting next to Vince, right? And we get done. He asks me, he goes, what a contract to wrestle the likes of King Kong Bundy? And he actually cut out my answer. They edited my answer. And they kept some of it, which was, well, I'm only 18 years old. And after the segment was over, Vince is like, you're 18 years old? I went, yeah. Is that a problem? He goes, no. But there's a lot of things in this business. There's a lot of temptations. You can get yourself in trouble at that kind of age. I said, well, I'll make sure I stand clear of that. He goes, there's drugs, alcohol, all kinds of stuff. I'm like, don't, Mr. McMahon, I'll be okay. I go, I never drank alcohol anyway when in high school or anything. I still don't drink. I've only been drunk twice in my life, and I just don't like it. It just doesn't appeal to me.
I'm the same
Uh,
way.
yeah, it just doesn't. It
yeah.
just doesn't taste good. And I'm a fat guy. If it tastes good, I'm doing it. Yeah.
If it tastes good, I'm going to eat it, drink
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna do it, man. I'm a fat Italian. I'm doing it. So it
Right.
just never tastes good, right? So um, I just went on from there, and then shortly after that, I was back in the garden, and Tony Altomar really had to do a sell job to Vince McMahon because they were short. And he's like, I need somebody to work with Tony Atlas. He goes, hey, kid will work with Tony Atlas. He goes, in the garden. Are you out of your mind? And the hands started flying and the bop, 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 bop. He goes, go get dressed. I'm like, okay. He goes, there's a catch. I go, what's the catch? He goes, put this on. I go, it can't be me. He goes, no, you're Mr. X. You got to put the hood on. I go, okay. So I even changed my.
Oh, you may be getting another call. I hate that. I hate that this happened at this time. And I, if it's something that serious, we can always reschedule this
Yeah.
and get you back another day, sir. I don't want you to have to miss out on something you need to be there for.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So everybody keep his uh, wrestler in your prayers. Oh, there he is.
This is why I hate doing this on my phone. But to be honest with you, you there? I hate doing this
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
Yes.
phone. But
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be honest with you, for the life of me, I can't remember my password to Facebook. Um, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah. You sound fine.
Yes. Can you hear us?
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're good.
Okay. Um, so I went out there with a mask and wrestled Tony Atlas in Madison Square Garden. So
See that just the names you've mentioned so far, and knowing because see I'll be honest with you. It's been forever, and like I said, I remember you. You can't hear it.
Mm.
Let's see. Let's see here. We're having some technical issues, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. All right, let's see if we
Because I
get
can
it.
hear you.
Yeah, I
You
can.
sound
Can you hear us now?
Great. Next time we do this, man, send me the link to like Instagram or something so I can do it on my computer because my phone is brutal.
Okay, I
Um,
can send you an email the next time we do this,
oh
and
yeah,
that
an
way we can
email
get.
would be good. Yeah, yeah, man. Next time, yeah, send me an email because my phone is brutal. So yeah, I did Atlas and the thing about the Atlas match. I was with Atlas a couple of weeks ago. I told we always go over the story, and he always gives me the same explanation. So a good wrestling student, when somebody's going to press you over their head, you put
mhm.
your hands down on their shoulders. So as they push up, you push down to help them.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And Atlas has me like this, and he goes, "Hey kid, get your hands off my shoulders." And I went, and he went,
That's a strong man.
and Tony would always say, because of the gimmick, you got to show people how strong you are, and I understood that. So Tony's a
Yeah.
very dear friend of mine.
I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but he seems like, he seems like a fun guy, but he seems like a very humble person too. You know,
You nailed them. You nailed them on the head. I had him laughing so hard, and he's got a bellowing laugh because he also came to that Poughkeepsie show, the ACW show, um, to sign autographs and merch and stuff. And we were downstairs in the dressing room. I said, Tony, there's a lot of ghosts down here, man.
yeah,
It's killing me. I see Andre playing cards with Arnie, and I see Butch Reed walking around, and Brett and Hogan, and I go, there's a lot of ghosts down here, brother. And then I got up and I walked like 6 steps and pulled my underwear out of my ass, and I walked another 6 steps. He goes, Strongbow, and he starts laughing, he's bellowing laugh. Because Chief would take 6 steps, pull his underwear out, another 6 steps, to pulling his underwear out. Yeah.
his ass was eating his underwear left and right.
Listen, Chief became my second father for 28 years. We would hang up the phone and say, "I love you." I talked to him 3 months up to the time he fell, and then passed away. He became a very intricate part of my life, and we would speak very often, at least 3, 4 times a month. I remember when he was choked up when I called him in August of 2002. I called him up from a parking lot, and I said, "Hey, Chief." He goes, He called me Mr. Mancini for 28 years. Mr. Mancini, what do I have the pleasure? I said, well, Chief, I'm sitting in a parking lot. And he goes, what are you doing sitting in a parking lot? I go, I'm about to start my first day of law school. And he was just taken back by that. He goes, you know how many guys get in this business and when they get out, they're bums. They struggle. He goes, this
Yeah.
is unbelievable. I mean, he was so proud of me. Um, So about 6, 8 months into the business, I walked into an arena, and it was like quarter after 5. Call time is 5 o'clock, and Chief looked at his watch and he went, "Hey, come here." He goes, "You're late." I go, "No, Chief, I'm here." He goes, "You're late. You know who Buddy Rogers is?" I go, "Yeah, I know who Buddy Rogers is." He goes, "He was always late, always, and he always wanted everybody to call him Mister Rogers." I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, Mister Rogers." I hated Buddy Rogers. Do you want me to hate you? I go, no, Chief, I don't. He said, then be on time. Okay. Mr. Mancini. I said, okay, 28 years, man.
Let's see.
Mr. Man, I can hear him say it now. Mr. Mancini. So Chief was very special to me. I remember I was moving into another house, and I was at the old house piling boxes in the back of my Jeep. And I was bending over to get a box in 2012, and my phone went boop with a text, and I just pressed it. He goes, I even forget who it was now. He goes, sorry for your loss. And I hit the question mark because I didn't know what he's talking about. He goes, Chief J Strongbow. And I just dropped to my knees, and I just about was hyperventilating. And my wife at the time came over and said, oh my God, are you okay? And I couldn't speak. And she just stood there waiting for me to calm down a little bit. And I just looked at her and I went, Chief. She goes, Chief passed away. And I nodded my head. She goes, geez, I thought it was your father. I go, same thing. I remember her calling me at work because she had an office in the house. I guess Chief lost my cell phone number. And he goes, she let me hear the message, and he goes, this is Joe. Uh I'm looking for Mario. If this is the right number, just they call me the chief. Can you tell him to give me a call? She goes, who's that? I go, don't worry about it. It's Chief J Strongbow. I'll call him now. I remember I was late. I was late to my constitutional law class in law school. I was 20 minutes late. And I was on the phone in the parking lot with Chief. He was upset because he lived in Georgia, and he had a lot of lightning storms, and he had his TV plugged into the wall, and he's going, I lost 3 TVs. I'm so pissed off. I go, Chief, you got a Radio Shack? He goes, yeah. I go in a Radio Shack and tell him you need a surge protector. A what? I go, a surge protector. Plug the surge protector on the wall, plug your TV into the strip, and you won't blow another TV. I don't understand. So I'm out there with them. Now, my constitutional law professor was a wrestling junkie. So I walk into class, and he goes, oh, Mr. Nzateri, thank you for gracing us with your presence. We really appreciate it. I shouldn't really allow you to sit down. I said, Professor, I'm sorry, I had an emergency. It was on the phone. Really? I go, yeah. He goes, who are you on the phone with? I go, Chief J Strongbow. He goes, no, no. Are you serious? I go, yeah. See me after class. I want you to prove it to me. I go, okay. So I go up to him with my phone. I hit it. Chief J Strongbow, what time the incoming call came in. And he was like, it's just blown away. And so Chief helped me with that one class there. So
That's awesome.
I
That is
love that
awesome.
yeah,
story. Yeah,
yeah,
Yes.
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, and it's awesome too that, like he said, because you do hear a lot of stories, of after, I guess, the spotlight dims on certain wrestlers and stuff, and everything, because everybody's got their window. And, once that spotlight kind of dims a little bit, you don't, you see a lot of people, unfortunately, that struggle, and some of it's a lot of it now. I don't want to say a lot of it, but you've seen some tragic stories due to substance abuses, and just health problems and stuff and everything. And unfortunately, they don't have, a union or, anything like that to help you guys out after, the fact, other than like the Cauliflower Club and stuff like that, where they try to take donations to help you guys if you need it and stuff and everything. So it's good to see that, like, some of you all got out and decided, like you did, to become a lawyer, to do something else, but and didn't they just didn't fall back on it, completely, like it's the end all to be all, because, like, you were the um Lord, his name just gave me, your trainer,
Tony
Tony.
Alderman.
Yes, he like he told you, do something else, go to college. You can do this, but do it after you've gotten an education. Do it after you've gotten something to fall back on.
Well, the one thing he told me sitting on that ring apron, he goes, "You have the luxury a lot of people don't have." And I'm like, "What's that?" He goes, "Time." So so I left the WWF in April 26th, 1991, 2 months before my 26th birthday. Guys start going to wrestling school at 25, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like,
You had a career by
yeah.
26, you know. It's it's awesome too in and of itself because you go in and, I know a lot of and I hate it now, especially because we do a lot of there's an indie we live in Kentucky and there's a lot of indie shows around here in Kentucky and we've gotten really close to one of them Elite Wrestling Alliance in Central Kentucky and great group of people and everything. But just in going to indie shows, I've learned a lot that I thought I knew, and I still don't know half of what I think I know. But, and it's like, I know that people hate the word, and I don't like it either, but the jobber word and everything, because you guys weren't jobbers. You just went out there and done your job.
I used to prefer it over enhancement talent. I used to tell people, listen, I'm not a human Viagra. Don't call me that.
Right.
Yeah, don't call me that. I'm a jobber, but I sat next to the Godfather in Canada at a wrestling convention. And I sat next to Charles and I had my shirt on that said, "Yeah, I was a jobber for the biggest effing company on the planet." And my picture's on there with my purple jacket. And Charles, we were talking for a while. He just looked at me and he goes, "Hey Mario, you want to do me a favor?" I said, "Yeah, Godfather, what's up?" He goes, "Can you call yourself a carpenter? Because I can't draw you a house, but I can build you one, right?" So, um, I call myself a carpenter because I could build a house. I could go out there and do a stretcher with Bundy, which I did before WrestleMania 3. I could do a stretcher with Orndorff before WrestleMania 1. I broke in 8 months before WrestleMania 1. So
Yep.
So
um
is that like
I consider
a dirty word, jobber, compared to enhanced talent? I mean, like,
well,
was it
everybody prefers enhancement talent. A jobber
okay?
seems to be a little low grade, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Um but I considered myself the best out of my wrestling school, although my friends will probably disagree, but I considered myself the best until Roma came around.
Okay.
There
Then
are,
Roma came in and just
oh, you may be getting another call. Yeah, see, like to me, there are guys like, oh, there he is. Can you still hear us?
yes.
Okay. I was going to say there are guys like you, Barry Horowitz, Iron Mike Sharp, and so many more to list and everything who were quote
Mike
unquote,
Sharp, we used to tear arenas up. Mike Sharp and I tear them up. We
yeah,
would do so well, and there were great matches, and they were long. And Barry Horowitz should have never been in that position. Barry Horowitz deserved to be over. Barry Horowitz deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I paled in comparison to Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz was another form of Bret Hart, and he should have never been in that position. He should have been a superstar. Everybody knows it now. Even Bret Hart said it. You know what I mean? Barry was a different kind of wrestler. He was trained by the great Malenko. Um, God bless my trainer. I loved him very much, but he was one half of the Sicilians with Lou Albano, just two heels, and Barry's guy. I mean, he's trained by the great Malenko, and he was an unbelievable worker, and that's why he called himself Mr. Technical. And very, but when people talk about whatever you want to call them, jobbers, enhancement talent, carpenters, I get very upset when people put, even though that was his career, some of it, he went over a lot too, and he
Yeah.
went to other territories. Um, but when people put Horowitz in that category, it doesn't make me happy because I shared a locker room with him. I've watched I watched his matches live. I consider him a very good friend of mine. I got his phone and a number in my phone, and he was just better than a lot 80% of the people, and
Yeah.
he didn't deserve that spot. He really, what a great wrestler.
I agree with you 100%. But I think that about, see, I have just doing research on you, sir. I have my perspective on things. I reserve the right to change that because it's almost like people don't realize how much, I guess, you guys kind of held people's careers in your hands too, because your job was to go out there and make them look like the superstars that they were. Not
Right,
that they weren't, but you
right,
guys kind of held a little bit in that in your hands too, because if you were, 5, 6, 7 years into doing your job and Vince comes to you with a new talent that came in and you wrestled him for the first time, and you looked at Vince and said, I don't know. Or, he's got it, or he needs to work on this. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Vince
yeah.
got to the point to where you guys were trusted people in that ring to let him know, are these guys good enough to do it, or is it just smoke and mirrors?
Well, you're correct because I've been handpicked a few times to do. I mean, I don't know how they came up with me being Taker's debut match, but I was handpicked for stretchers. Like, who do we want to do? It's got to be Mancini. You know what I mean? So, Brett, I put a period on the end of my career about 4 years ago. We were in Jersey at the '80s con, and myself, Roma, and Brett was standing there talking, and there was a lull in the conversation, and Brett just looked at me and he said, "Well, you were good," and I went, "What?" He goes, "You were good, Mario." And he looked at Rome and he goes, "Listen to me. Exactly what you just said." He goes, "Sometimes you throw these guys in the ropes, you don't know what's coming back at you. You don't know them. It's their first night there or whatever." He goes, "But when I looked up at the board and I saw that Mario was going to be with us," he goes, I was totally confident I can do anything in there with him." He goes, "So you were really good." I felt like I felt like Burt Lancaster with the medical bag walking toward the cornfield, when he looked and said, "Hey, kid." And he looked back and he said, "You were good." You know what I mean? In Field of
Yep.
Dreams. It was like, that was, it gives me goosebumps just telling you that story. So, I feel validated by that alone. You know what I mean? That Brett was more confident in his performance when I was in the ring. So, you know, I don't know. I tell everybody, I go, "Listen, if I had to do it all over again and they told me I had to do it all over again and nothing would change, I would do it all over again. It's fine." You know what I mean? Because, um, I was in what I consider, the best era of professional wrestling. Some might argue the Attitude Era, but, I think my era was the best. It was the birth of
Yes.
something different. And,
Had it
you
not been
know,
for your all's era, there wouldn't have been an attitude era.
all right. So when I can sit here and look at you and go, I worked with Harley Race,
Yes.
I worked with Terry Funk, you know, and you know, Ken Patera in a steel cage. You know what I mean? How did Mario Mancini end up with Ken Patera in a steel cage what a trivia question that is. How the hell does Mario Mancini end up in a steel cage? It was a
Because you were good.
battle royal elimination match. So two guys go in a cage. Whoever wins that one, a fresh guy, goes in and faces the winner. Fresh guy, fresh
He said, I'm the fresh guy.
Yeah.
Fresh meat right here.
fresh meat ready.
That is
Yeah,
absolutely great. That is absolutely
yeah,
great. Like
yeah.
so of all the people that you've worked with, who would you say was probably the easiest or well, let's go the easiest and the hardest to work with in the ring?
The easiest was Roma, um, because we were so close. He was very careful, and we did several matches in large arenas. Iron Mike Sharp, very easy. Don Morocco, very easy.
I
Brett,
love Don Morocco and he doesn't get the flowers he deserves.
nah, no.
The
Brett,
original Rock, by the way.
yes. Taker didn't like that. I go, what's your finish? He goes, a tombstone. I go, what's that? He goes, it's a reverse pile driver. I go, oh, I've taken a lot of those from Morocco. He don't like that.
Oh,
So, uh, I didn't like working with Adrian Adonis. Um,
Yeah, see, you're the first person I've ever heard that says that because I've always heard that Adrian was a good person to work with. Is there a
yeah,
reason why?
yeah, there is a reason why, because there were guys in the business like Tito Santana, like Bret Hart, like Tony Atlas, um, like Ted DiBiase, Kurt Hennig, you know, um, I love Eddie now. He's one of my favorite people, but Eddie, you did this too. They go out of their way to make sure you know you're a jobber. They kind of like separated separated themselves. Uh, and I love Greg. Greg did it too. I got so close to Greg in the face a couple of years ago. I go, how come we couldn't be this close back then? And he's like, Mark, it was just a different time, just a different time. So, um, Adrian went out of you barely got a thank you. That's one thing you got to understand. When I did an independent show and Rick Rude was there and I didn't shake his hand, and he went up to the promoter and said, I worked with him. I know him. And here's a guy that could rip me apart in 3 seconds. I mean, maim me, hurt me for life, probably. And he's like, he didn't say hi to me. Why? He goes, you didn't thank him when you covered him. He goes, what? He goes, his last match was against you in Huntsville, Alabama, and you didn't thank him when you covered him. He goes, I didn't. He goes, not according to Mario. So he came up to me. He goes, hey, man. I go, Eric, how you doing? He goes, look, I'm sorry if I didn't thank you when I covered you. I apologize. And we shook hands and we hugged. And I'm like, that's okay. I mean, you thanked me in the dressing room. He once. Like I did a stretcher for Ordendorf. I took a pile driver on the concrete floor. I had to tell him by the time we were walking out of the arena, I'm like, oh, this is the fifth time you're thanking me. It's okay. I have fun doing it. You gotta know. Appreciate you. You gotta know that. No, I know it. So you know, so he was a little stiff, you know. Ted could be a little stiff, DiBiase, but Ted DiBiase I did the most TV matches with. In fact, if you could find it, DiBiase did an interview lately, and they go, who was your favorite enhancement talent?" He goes, "Well, I have to tell you, I had a hell of a run with Mancini.
oh,
We
I
worked a whole
wrestled,
program together.
I wrestled him so many times on TV. He actually told Pat Patterson he thinks people are going to think they're repeats."
So, so
And
did you get to keep the $100 bill afterwards, or did you
oh,
have to
that's
give it
not
back?
no, brother. That's nothing. One night I swiped the whole pile from his hand and went running out of the ring. So 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 he goes, I had a hell of a run with Mancini. I did. He goes, but I'm gonna have to say George South, and I tip my hat to George South because I'm not George South. You know what I mean? So
Right. See, you've got so many great stories. I could sit here and talk to you for hours on hours, not drinking because neither
well,
one of
well,
us drink.
well,
But
you know what the good part is. The good
what's that?
part is we can do a part two,
Hey,
and
you are always
Oh, dude.
invited back. You are
you can
always.
Definitely.
email me. You can email me. Let's see what the fans say. Like when I did the first Hannibal, they said, "Can you do a part two?" We did a part two. Then they wanted a part three. So I have a lot more. I got Roma stuff. I got so much stuff. Um, let's do it again. Let's promise we'll do it again. Let's see what the fans think, and let's do it again because listen. I just about scratched the surface.
See, and that's I love hearing that because
Yeah, like it don't.
again, go ahead, Uncle Slam.
I was just saying, like it don't even seem like an hour's already passed. Like I've been listening to you tell all these stories, and it just seems like it's flew by.
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
same way because like I'm the type of person that like in my family, I love going to like family reunions and listening to my aunts and uncles just sit and talk and tell the stories about
Right.
times when I wasn't around, what
Right.
life was like, what my grandparents were like and everything.
Right.
And like I said at the beginning of the show, you were such a big part of our youth, and at the time we didn't know it,
Right.
no, now we know it. And it's like, wow, I get to sit and actually talk to somebody that I watched, and I get to talk to them about doing the thing that they loved doing, the thing that I loved watching them do. And it's just, if that's not, that's the magic of doing this, is just to get the stories out there, get the, get the interactions with people that you never thought you would ever get the interactions with. Like I said, I seen your video and it was you talking about Morocco and Poughkeepsie and stuff and everything, and how you were talking about the ghosts and stuff and everything. And I was like, I heard, I looked at your name and I was like, well, who is he? And then I seen below there was a tag or something that said Mario Mancini. And I was like, I know that name. How do I know that name so well?
right.
And then whenever I looked it up, I was like, I know him. I watched him. I
Right.
gotta
Right.
send him a friend request and see if I can get him on the show. But yes,
Yeah.
like I said, you are more than welcome to come back anytime you want to.
Well, I'll tell you what. I would love to come back on. Let's plan up for next month, but let's throw a wrench in. Let's get Gino Carabello on with me.
Okay. Anybody you want to bring on is more than welcome to come.
Exactly.
You guys got to remember him.
Gino Carabello.
You
I
got to
know that
remember Gino
name.
Carabello. Listen, you go up on YouTube, you'll see Gino Carabello. You'll
I'm
see
All
him.
looking
right.
him up right now. I'm on
Listen,
my
we'll have
computer.
a yeah, we'll have a blast. We'll have a blast.
Carabello. I know that name. I'm going to probably smack myself whenever I see a picture of him here. Oh, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, anytime you want to come back, you are more than welcome. Because, like I said, I didn't even get to ask half the questions I wanted to,
Oh
but I
yeah,
was
like I
so
have a
just,
million questions. Yeah.
yeah, I was so enthralled in just
Well,
listening to
well,
you
well.
because,
Listen, let's let's date it for next month on a Friday night. Let's definitely promote it. Pick a Friday night. Let me know
All
and
right.
promote it like you did this one, and we'll and label it part two, and we'll do it.
that that works for me, sir. That totally
That works
works
for
for
me
me.
too.
All right.
You
I,
guys
I
are good
and
guys, man.
we appreciate that. Like,
Oh, you don't
see,
understand. Yes,
that's
definitely.
that's what we want people to understand is that we're doing this because of the fact that we just love wrestling. I don't know
Right.
wrestling the way you know wrestling. I don't know
Right.
wrestling. I think I do, but I don't. Um, but I don't even know wrestling the way that some of these independent guys that we have gotten to know and stuff, that are just breaking into the business know
Right.
wrestling. And like it's just the independents alone have changed my view, and I'm sure Uncle Slam's view too, of everything that the business was, is, and everything else. I don't have to pay. We just got through going to SmackDown, and we were what, $500 in debt, close to it,
Yeah.
to go to SmackDown. And it's nothing against them. If you can get it, get it. But I would rather go to some of these independent shows
Yep.
to where I know my little girl, she loves wrestling, and she tells us all the time she's taking over the podcast when we retire. Um, but she dresses up, puts a cowboy hat on, little pink cowboy hat, wears her shirt, gets her autographs. But it's every time she says something to one of those wrestlers, they turn around and look at her and point at her and
Yep.
give her the fist, and
Right. Right. Right.
hush,
Right.
you
Right.
can't buy that hardly at a WWE
No.
show anymore.
No. No.
So yes, anytime, sir, and yes, we will definitely plan it for next month. We will let you get out of here so that you can go check on the people that you need to check on.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Definitely
I know
prayers
that's been,
for 'em.
yes, prayers. I know it's been on your mind, and I
I
appreciate you
appreciate it.
sticking. I appreciate you sticking around even after that happened. You were more than we would have understood if you had to go
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah. I probably still have to go. I'm going to call him now.
Right, right. Well,
But
we will
it
let
was
you get.
it was important that I get this done because I really want to see you guys do well, and I hope I helped in a way, and I hope it spreads and so people can come and see part two.
I do too, and we will definitely promote. And if you have anything you want to plug real quick before we get out of here, please feel free.
Just Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. It's in East Haven, Connecticut. We put out Brad Baylor, NXT Tag Team Champion. Richard Holiday is the hottest independent pro wrestler out there today. Went to Alaska. He went to Europe. He's going to Australia in August. He's just on fire. And we're doing really well there at Paradise Alley, and except for this knee tonight. So, but yeah, yeah. And anybody wants to hit me up on social media, that's fine. Tell me you saw me from the show or have a mutual friend. Typically, I don't accept people unless I recognize somebody on their that I know that we're kind of associated with. So if there's nobody we're associated with, just say, "Hey, man, I saw you on Headlocks and Heels," and I'll accept your friend request.
Hey, we appreciate it, Mr. Mancini. Again, we appreciate you being here. We will let you get out of here and do
All right,
your
guys.
thing, sir. Prayers for the gentleman, and
Thank you.
yes,
It's been a
everything. Thank
pleasure.
you. It
All
has.
right.
It
Okay.
has been a pleasure. Thank you,
Have a
sir.
good night, sir.
That was absolutely awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, now you know. We had Mr. Mario Mancini, one of the greatest wrestlers of the 80s. And I say that not because he was, Hulk Hogan or the Macho Man or anybody like that, but he was the guy who made them into being the Macho Man, the Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan, the
Made them look
million
better.
dollar. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. If it wasn't for him and all the people that did the jobs that he did, then we wouldn't have the Hulk Hogan's the way they are and them being the superstars the way they are. So thank you, Mr. Mancini. Thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Like he said, next
Can't wait
month, look for part
for part
two.
two.
Yes, yes. Uncle Slam, you got anything else for these great people tonight?
No, sir, man. Like I said, it was a great interview tonight. Like I said, I can't wait for part two. I'm all tapped out tonight, though.
Yes, yes. So we are going to ring that damn bell. And also, he will have his tag team partner the next time we come, Gino Carabella. So, guys, tune in. We're going to get it set up. We'll get it advertised. We appreciate everybody being here. We will be back in about 10, 15 minutes with a recap show. So, come tune back in. And like we said, we're going to ring that damn bell. Bro, that was awesome.